Emma handed it over, watching him examine the engraved monogram. Theodore Hayes was a visionary. Did you know he preserved every letter you wrote him as a child? He particularly treasured the one where you designed an ideal community for your school assignment. You were 9. I remember that. He helped me research it. We spent an entire Saturday at the library. He never forgot. Benjamin gestured forward. Look down there. Emma leaned forward. Initially, she saw only forest and a glinting stream. Then she noticed small structures among the trees, connected by paths, solar arrays, a dam. What is that? That is Riverside Haven, your inheritance. As they descended into the valley, a gate materialized with Riverside Haven arched across the top. Benjamin pressed the coin into a circular indentation beside a keypad. The gate swung open. The coin is the key, quite literally. The road opened onto a plaza with a fountain. Around it stood a community center and smaller structures. People were visible, tending gardens, walking paths. They stopped their work and gathered, looking toward the car with anticipation. Do they know we're coming? Emma asked. They've been waiting for you for quite some time. A woman in her 60s approached, silver hair in a practical braid. Emma Hayes, I'm Sarah Morrison. We've been waiting to meet you. I don't understand. My grandfather left me $1, not this. The dollar was the key. The trust couldn't be activated until you came here with it. Theodore was very specific. A man using forearm crutches approached. Daniel Foster, Marine Corps Engineering, retired. I maintain the hydroelectric dam here. Welcome to your inheritance. Benjamin retrieved a sealed envelope. Your grandfather left this for you. With trembling fingers, Emma opened it. The handwriting was familiar. My dearest Emma, if you're reading this, the dollar that seems so insignificant is actually the key to my true legacy. Years ago, you showed me your vision for an ideal community. While others dismissed it as childish fantasy, I recognized the wisdom. Over 15 years, I've been quietly building that vision into reality. Riverside Haven houses 70 microhomes, a community center, workshops, gardens, and a hydroelectric dam. I've bequeathed the bulk of my fortune to Christopher and the others because they value only money. But to you, my true heir in spirit, I leave something infinitely more precious, a living legacy. As trustee, you will guide its future. I've learned that true character reveals itself when people believe there's nothing to gain. You alone possess the heart to guide this community. My legacy awaits my true heir. That has always been you, Emma. Emma lowered the letter, tears blurring her vision. The community waited expectantly. Sarah led her on a tour. 70 micro-homes nestled among trees, solar arrays, flourishing gardens. Each resident contributes according to their abilities. I was a combat medic. This place healed my PTSD. At the dam control station, Benjamin explained, the system requires 2 authentications. Your coin is the physical key. Theodore never shared the digital code with anyone. He insisted his heir would know. Emma inserted the coin. The panel lit up. Enter passcode. Then it came to her. The day researching communities. She'd been 9 years and 37 days old. Her grandfather teased her about being a decade in training. She entered her birth date, 110385. Access granted. Welcome, trustee. Later, in the trustee cabin overlooking the valley, Benjamin revealed the final piece. The trust includes an $18,000 monthly stipend, plus comprehensive health care and educational funds for your children. Emma's hand flew to her mouth. $18,000 a month. She could provide everything the court demanded. She called Marcus. I'm at a property my grandfather left me. I wanted to check on the girls. Because of a $1 inheritance? Marcus scoffed when she mentioned petitioning for custody review. My lawyer mentioned that theatrical stunt. There was more to it. I'll see them this weekend. The next morning, Emma joined the community council meeting. 25 residents discussing operations. After the meeting, Daniel showed her the property boundaries. 2,300 acres. The neighboring property was bought by Helix Minerals last year, your cousin Christopher's company. Her phone rang. Christopher. I'd like to make you an offer. 6 million cash. For a waitress with custody problems, that's life-changing. How do you know about my custody situation? Marcus and I have mutual acquaintances. 6 million would solve everything. The property isn't for sale, at any price. That land has significant lithium deposits. You'd be helping the environment. I'll secure their future my way. She hung up. That's pocket change compared to what the lithium is worth, Daniel said grimly. Probably north of 60 million. Your grandfather protected this land to keep resources out of corporate hands. Mining would destroy this ecosystem. Benjamin filed the custody reconsideration paperwork immediately. That weekend brought Emma's first visit with Lily and Sophia since the ruling. Marcus dropped them off, eyeing the property with barely concealed curiosity. This is unexpected. Your grandfather left you this? I'm the trustee now. With a substantial stipend. I've filed for custody review. After Marcus left, Emma gave her daughters the tour. Sophia was cautious but curious. Lily maintained studied indifference. Dad says this is just some hippie commune. Are there even flush toilets? Yes, and high-speed internet, hot showers, everything you're used to. At the dam, Daniel engaged Lily. This system generates power for the whole community, plus surplus we sell back to the grid. Lily leaned forward. How does it regulate during heavy rainfall? Daniel launched into technical explanations. Emma watched her daughter's reluctance melt away. You should see our drone system. Lily's eyes lit up. You have drones? I built one for Science Club. You'll have to tell me about it. By evening, everything had changed. Sophia had made friends with 8-year-old Isabella. Lily had spent 2 hours discussing engineering and agreed to return next weekend for drone monitoring. As they ate dinner on the porch watching fireflies, Sophia asked, Mom, could we live here? Would you want to? It's different, Lily admitted, but in a good way. People actually listen when you talk about stuff you're interested in. Over the following weeks, Emma immersed herself in community leadership. She learned water management, conflict resolution, sustainable agriculture. The children visited every weekend, growing more attached to the place and its people. Then Christopher escalated. Survey teams appeared on the property boundaries. Accidental incursions, they claimed. Benjamin sent cease and desist letters. The custody review hearing arrived. Emma stood before Judge Monroe, with Benjamin presenting her case. Ms. Hayes now serves as trustee of Riverside Haven, a sustainable community trust. She receives $18,000 monthly plus benefits. She resides in a 3-bedroom home with dedicated space for each child. She's completed online courses in environmental management and community leadership. Marcus's lawyer objected. This commune situation is unstable, experimental. It's a legally established trust, Benjamin countered, operating successfully for 15 years, with 70 residents, school programs, and full infrastructure. Lily stood. Your Honor, may I speak? Judge Monroe looked surprised, but nodded. For the first time in my life, I feel like I belong somewhere, Lily said. Not because of money or what school I go to, but because of what I can contribute. My mom showed us that. She didn't just inherit money, she inherited responsibility, and she's teaching us what that means. Judge Monroe studied Emma. Ms. Hayes, your circumstances have indeed changed substantially. I'm modifying the custody order to joint physical custody, alternating weeks, with both parents maintaining equal decision-making authority. Emma's eyes filled with tears. Joint custody. Her daughters could come home. But Christopher wasn't finished. 2 weeks later, Emma received a lawsuit. Helix Minerals claiming survey rights based on a disputed historical easement. They filed injunctions to halt community operations pending litigation. The battle lasted 3 months. Benjamin assembled experts documenting the ecosystem's fragility. Sarah testified about the healing the community provided. Daniel presented the sustainable power systems. Amara Chen, the environmental journalist, published her documentary about Riverside Haven. Public opinion shifted dramatically. Protests erupted at Helix headquarters. Finally, Helix settled. They withdrew all claims, paid environmental restoration funds for damage their surveys caused, and publicly acknowledged the land's protected status. 6 months after receiving her dollar, Emma stood before the community for a celebration. 70 residents, her daughters at her side, visitors from other communities seeking to replicate the model. 2 months ago, I inherited a single dollar and thought it was rejection, Emma began. What my grandfather understood is that true wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in resilience, in community, in commitment to each other and the land. Today we announce the establishment of the Haven Trust Network, dedicated to creating communities like ours, focusing on single parents and veterans seeking fresh starts. Enthusiastic applause erupted. Lily and Sophia approached the microphone. 2 months ago, our mom inherited a dollar, Lily began. Dad told us it was a joke. But the dollar was magic. It unlocked a whole community. What we didn't understand, Sophia continued, was that the real inheritance wasn't money. It was this place, these people, and being part of something that matters. Our mom is brave, Lily said. She fights for what's right even when people try to stop her. She showed us what it means to build something instead of just buying things. Emma embraced her daughters as the audience applauded. She caught Marcus's eye in the crowd. He was applauding too, his expression complex. Perhaps recognizing what their children had found here. Purpose, belonging, pride. That evening, after the children had fallen asleep in their bedrooms in the expanded trustee cabin, Emma stood on the porch, gazing at the community lights below. She held the dollar coin, turning it to catch moonlight on her grandfather's initials. Tomorrow, it would be mounted above the community center entrance. But tonight, she wanted one last moment with it. "Thank you," she whispered, "for believing in me when no one else did, for seeing what I could become. From a single dollar, an entire world had grown, a community saved, a family reunited, a future secured not just for her children, but for generations to come." Inside, Sophia called out sleepily, "Mom, is everything okay?" "Everything's perfect," Emma answered, slipping the coin into its display frame. Because it was. From rejection to redemption, from a dollar to a dynasty, from one woman's courage to a movement that would change countless lives. And it all started with believing that even the smallest inheritance can hold the greatest treasures if only we have the courage to unlock them.